The role of genetics in human illnesses, destiny, probability, and choice. For much of human history, illness was explained through fate, divine will, or bad luck. Today, science offers a more precise yet no less complex explanation: genetics. The study of how inherited traits influence health has transformed modern medicine, revealing that many illnesses are not sudden misfortunes but the result of biological instructions written long before symptoms appear. At the center of this understanding lies the human genome, a vast set of genetic information passed from parents to children. Some diseases, such as cystic fibrosis or Huntington's disease, are caused by specific genetic mutations and follow clear inheritance patterns. In these cases, the role of genetics is direct and decisive. If the faulty gene is present, the disease will almost certainly develop. These conditions, though relatively rare, provided early scientists with strong evidence that genes could determine illness. However, most common diseases tell a more complicated story. Conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and many mental health disorders are not caused by a single gene but by the interaction of many genetic variants combined with environmental factors. A person may inherit a higher genetic risk, but whether the illness develops often depends on lifestyle, stress, diet, exposure to toxins, and even social conditions. Genetics, in this sense, loads the gun, but the environment pulls the trigger. Large-scale research initiatives such as the Human Genome Project have dramatically expanded our understanding of these interactions. By mapping human DNA, scientists identified thousands of genes linked to disease risk. This knowledge has shifted medicine away from a one-size-fits-all model toward more personalized approaches. Treatments can now be tailored to a patient's genetic profile, increasing effectiveness and reducing harmful side effects. Cancer research offers a clear example of this shift. Certain genetic mutations increase the likelihood of developing specific cancers, while others influence how a tumor responds to treatment. Genetic testing can help doctors choose therapies that target the biological weaknesses of cancer cells, rather than relying solely on aggressive, generalized treatments. In some cases, early genetic screening allows preventive action long before disease appears. Yet the growing power of genetic knowledge also raises ethical and social questions. If genetic risk can be predicted, who should have access to that information? Employers, insurance companies, and governments could potentially misuse genetic data, leading to discrimination or exclusion. There is also a psychological burden. Knowing one carries a high risk for a serious illness can cause anxiety, even if the disease never develops. Crucially, genetics does not eliminate human agency. While genes influence vulnerability, they rarely dictate outcomes entirely. Lifestyle changes, medical monitoring, and early intervention can significantly reduce risk. This understanding challenges genetic determinism, the idea that biology is destiny. Instead, modern science presents a more balanced view. Genetics shapes possibilities, not certainties. As genetic research continues to advance, it is reshaping how we think about illness, responsibility, and prevention. Disease is no longer seen purely as an external attack or personal failure, but as the result of complex interactions between biology and environment. In recognizing the role of genetics, we gain not only scientific insight, but also a more compassionate understanding of human vulnerability and the power we still hold to influence our own health.